Hey there, I'm Derek. I'm an engineering manager in Tokyo, and I'd like to share a little quick tip that I have for helping remote teams to stay socially engaged and to increase our level of random social interaction. So, something that used to happen in offices before we were all remote was that you'd run into people randomly in either the break room or you'd run into them in the hallway or on the way to another meeting. And you might call these water cooler interactions. You'd have these random socializations, and they could be with people you knew or people you didn't know. You might meet a lot of new connections in your company that way, or even on your team if you have a large team. And now that we're remote, we don't really have these sorts of chances anymore. Everyone's hopping from Zoom meeting to Zoom meeting. You want to get it over with, you want to get to the next thing. And there's not a lot of room in there for socialization or sort of the human element to come back. And that's something that I think is really missing. And so something that we started doing on my team and a few others that I'm helping do this with within my company is something we call coffee shuffles. And this isn't a new thing. This has been around, but I think it's something that really we have a large need for right now. And what it is basically is every week there's a pairing that goes on where users are randomly paired together. You pair together a group of two or more people, and an email goes out to those people. Those people then schedule some time that's good for both of them to get together and have some coffee or just chat and basically have time that's free from the confines of normal meetings, even though, granted, yes, it will be in a remote meeting, but free from the sort of like an agenda or any sort of like the usual meeting trappings that where we can just socialize and the topic doesn't have to be work and it can be how your pets are doing, how everything is affecting you, what you like to do for fun, any of these things that we don't get to talk about. So you get pair people together like this, and this happens every week. You rotate and just kind of roll through things, and I think it's a really great way to bring humanness back to teams. Now, in my case, in order to make this scalable, one thing that I've done is to make a script for the pairing portion. So when you're pairing groups of people together, instead of you having to do it manually in some form, it happens automatically. I use a Python script for this that I've written. And at my workplace, we use LDAP to manage users across the company. And so I've used LDAP, I've leveraged that API from Python to kind of make this happen by creating groups in LDAP of the users that we want to pair together. And this is an opt-in program for us where you can choose to join it. So you just join the group, and then the system will automatically pair you and send you an email. And you may not use LDAP at your company, you may use something else, but you're probably using some automated system for managing users that you could probably leverage in a similar way, should you so desire. It is, of course, possible to do this manually too, but either way you do it, I think it's a really good way to help people connect again. And I know for us, it's been a good way to bring the humanness kind of back into our workplace. And that's something that's been missing recently due to the whole world situation, everything we've been going through. And even in the future, I expect there will be many, many more teams that are remote than not. And having that sort of social interaction in there makes it feel a lot less like a machine and a lot more like a team.